Lawn bowling is more than just a game. There's no talking on the green.
Continue in 1972 prices.
There's nothing to stop. Stick it right up and right up.
Welcome to Without Bias. Brought to you by Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia. Apia, dedicated specialists ready to help. Call 13 50 50. Apia, get set, go. Local legends wanted. A bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me.
Very good evening and welcome to Without Bias, our dedicated lawn bowls show, part of the Sporting Capital on SEN, and we've got a big one for you in a massive couple of weeks for lawn bowls. The Australian Open on at the moment. It's a massive event going up in the Gold Coast at the moment, so I've got some updates for you there and some great guests for us to chat to as well. Carla Krizanic, current Australian Jackaroo, is standing by, and we'll have a chat to Andrew Breedon-Walton, who's the General Manager and Secretary of Club Sunbury, who Carla will know well. We'll get to both of those esteemed individuals in just a moment, but a quick update, the Australian Open in the first week at the moment, and all the big names are through to the knockout rounds commencing this Saturday. So all the Jackaroos that entered the event remain, as well as the former Jackaroos and champions of the event. So in the men's competition, defending champ Aaron Sheriff, who we spoke to last week on Without Bias, is still in contention, and he'll take on his pairs partner and star Ray Pearce this weekend. Looking forward to that matchup. Aaron Tees, who we've spoken to as well, Corey Wedlock, Aaron Wilson, Brett Wilkie, Wayne Turley, OAM if you don't mind, and Kelvin Kirko, OAM as well, all vying for victory there. And in the women's side of the competition, all the contenders survived the opening round. So the two-time winners in Ellen Ryan and Tasha Van Eldick are looking ominous, while Kelsey Cottrell, Jen Delves and Christina Christic reached the knockout rounds, as well as Dawn Heyman and Lindsay Clark. So the men's and women's singles all start on Saturday. And, of course, there's the pairs and the foursomes as well. So a heap happening in and around the Gold Coast for this Australian Open fortnight. Unfortunately, and it's a sad story on Without Bias, which we do all for Bowls Australia, local legends wanted, search bowls clubs near me, and for our very good friends at Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia. Our first guest tonight, current Australian Jackaroo, Carla Krizanic, wasn't able to go. The Victorian players kept out of the Australian Open due to the COVID situation here, but she's still been good enough to jump on the line. I know she would have been keeping a close eye on proceedings. Carla, hello to you.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. How are you going? How difficult is this to be following from afar, knowing that you really should be there if it wasn't for this pesky bugger that we know as COVID?
Yeah, look, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't extremely disappointed to not be there. Obviously, we didn't have the Australian Open last year, so it's been 2 years and it'll be 3 years before I get a chance again. So, yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. I'm, I guess, the only Jackaroo in Victoria as well, so I feel like I am missing out. And, of course, I'm missing out on the sunshine as well, which I was looking forward to.
Yes.
But yeah, there's not much we can do, I guess. And, you know, I've been pretty lucky through the whole COVID pandemic. My family's, you know, we've managed to keep our jobs and kept safe. So,
Yep.
yeah, this is just one of the unfortunate things. And, yeah, wish I was up there. Very jealous of all the players up there. But, yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
What's impressed you, or who's impressed you about the opening few days as well, obviously getting started on the 12th, so almost at the halfway mark?
Yeah. I think it's been great to see that all. I think usually you see in the knockout rounds there's always a couple upsets, but all the Jackaroos, all my teammates have all gotten through unscathed so far. So that's been a great achievement by them all. But, yeah, I'm actually keeping a little eye on the Victorians that have managed to get up there. There was obviously quite a few that were already interstate or up in Queensland at the time. So I'm keeping an eye out on them and hoping they go good and fly the flag for the Vics. So
what events were you going to be doing? Because there's obviously, you could have done the singles or pairs. There's the fours as well. What were you going to be competing in?
Yes, I was going to be competing in all of them. So singles, pairs, I was playing with Natasha Van Eldick, and the fours with her, Genevieve Dells and Dawn Heyman. So, unfortunately not a part of those teams now, but luckily they managed to find a replacement player. And, yeah, I'll be cheering them on over the next couple of weeks and hoping they go good. And, yeah.
Any predictions?
Well, interesting, I don't know if you've seen the pairs draw that's come out. There's a very heavy top half, so there's quite a few clashes between, I suppose, what you consider are the stronger teams, with the Jackaroos, most of them featuring in teams together. So that's going to be interesting to see who comes out of that top half unscathed. So that's what I'll be keeping an eye on.
Fair enough. Don't want to give too much away.
No, I look in singles. I think it's pretty hard in the women's draw to go past Dawn Heyman. She's been in some exceptional form over the last 6 months. And then you've got the likes of Natasha Van Eldick and Alan Ryan, who both won it twice, so they know how to perform up there. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And the men, of course, with Aaron Sheriff and Ray Pearce copying each other in the first round, that's going to be an interesting one too.
That's just a great little byproduct, isn't it? Obviously, those guys are spending a lot of time playing together now, coming head-to-head, which must be one of the real features of tournaments like this, is that you do go from being opponents to teammates in a very quick snap of the fingers.
Yeah, absolutely. It happens. It's part of our game. I think it's one of the good things about our game is that, one day we're teammates and the next day we're playing against each other, which I think I've actually always enjoyed that part of the game. Even amongst the Jackaroos, we all played together for Australia. Then the next week we're out there with our own states fighting against each other. So I think it makes it great that our sport's like that.
There's some good news coming for you at the moment. We'll turn our attention away from the Australian Open. Well, there is. Your home club, Club Sunbury, and we are going to be speaking to Andrew Breedon-Walton on the show this evening as well. But you guys are going to become members of the BPL, the Bowls Premier League, for the very first time. This is the format that is really taking bowls by storm. Broadcast on pay TV, whether it be Fox or KO. It's rock and roll bowls, as we know, and I always describe it as like the Big Bash for cricket. How exciting is this?
It is, yes. It is very exciting. Obviously, I've been a part of the BPL for a number of years, playing for the Royals, which has been fantastic. But, yeah, when I found out that Club Sunbury is going to have our own franchise, yeah, it's super exciting. It's my home club and my home community, so it's going to be great to put on the Sunbury colours and to represent your own club and have all the club members behind us. Is going to be fantastic. So, yeah, can't wait for that. And unfortunately, got to wait till November, though, which is a long way away. No,
but on the positive, you will, touch wood, fingers crossed, we'll find a four-leaf clover, a rabbit's paw, whatever we need to make sure that you will be able to get up to Queensland at that point, because it'll be at Club Pine Rivers the 9th till the 12th. Adelaide Pioneers, Brisbane Pirates, Melbourne Pulse, Melbourne Royals, the Murray Steamers, Perth Suns, Sydney Lions, Tweed Head Ospreys, and now we've got a Sunbury team playing. Have we got a name yet?
The Melbourne Extreme.
The Melbourne Extreme, but it'll be made up of your Sunbury club.
Yeah. So the club owns the franchise, so we will be called Melbourne Extreme. But they'll organise some teammates and see how we go. You'll
have Matt Flapper and New Zealand blackjack Ali Forsyth as part of your side, and that's great because it obviously is streamed on television into New Zealand as well through Sky, I think it is. So it's a good side.
Yeah, it's a great team. We got the chance to catch up the other day, and the boys have told me that I need to shave my head to fit into the team. So I'm not sure that's going to happen, but.
Not willing to make that sacrifice, Carla.
I thought maybe we could get a couple blonde wigs for them instead and even it out that way.
Well, that might be a better go. We're speaking to Carla Krizanic, a current Australian Jackaroo on Without Bias. We do it all for Bowls Australia. Local Legends Wanted. There is a Bowls, search Bowls clubs near me. Bowls Green is just up the road. And for Apia, dedicated specialists ready to help, call 13 50 50. Hey, Carla, on a personal note, and I know it hurts at the moment given you're not actually out on the green, but how good's it been getting back out there this year given what we experienced last year with the extended layoff?
Yeah, look, we have been really lucky here in Australia. You sort of look at the other nations and they haven't had a chance to be out in the green for, 18 months or more. So, the last, we sort of started back here in Victoria back in November and we've pretty much managed to get through that unscathed, and managed to finish our events off from 2020 and get the 2021 events done. So it's been a busy, really busy 6 or 9 months, but it's been great to be back out in the green and to be playing. And obviously had a little boy during COVID as well, so it's made everything a bit more challenging, but also more fun. He's been on a few bowls trips, and he seems to love it. So he might be a future bowler. You never know. There
is a Mother's Day piece that was up on the Australian Bowls Australia website, so people can check that out as well. If you go to bowls.com.au and head along, follow the links there. So we got to see Axel as part of that. But when are you going to get him out on the greens? How early do you start an up-and-coming star of the sport?
I don't know. I don't know. He loves being out there. He loves chasing the bowls, but he's sort of more into throwing them rather than rolling them. So we might be looking at more of a baseball player or something like that. We'll just wait and see how we go.
What's next for you when you are allowed to get back on the green competitively? What's the next event you've got circled?
Yeah, so it's pretty quiet here in Victoria now. Obviously, it's pretty damn cold, so we don't want to be outside on the green too much. But our sort of state calendar sort of starts to ramp up now. We've got a test series against Tasmania coming up in July. Fingers crossed, all good for that. Then we play South Australia at the end of July, and then New South Wales at the start of August. So, the next couple months are busy state-wise, which is going to be exciting because we haven't played anything for, it's 2 years now, I think. We haven't played a state series. So, I'm looking forward to that, and I love playing for Victoria. So it'll be nice to get back out with the girls and have a good crack this year and see how we go.
Carla, it's been great chatting to you. Really appreciate your time on Without Bias. We're so sad that we're not seeing you up at the Australian Open, but we can't wait to see your year ramp up. And then with the Melbourne Extreme in the next BPL event in November, it's going to be one exciting time. Hey, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Carla Krizanic on Without Bias. All thanks to Apia. Dedicated specialist, ready to help. Call 1350 50. And for Bowls Australia, local legends wanted. Search Bowls clubs near me. We'll be back on the other side of this. The General Manager and Secretary of Club Sunbury, Andrew Breedon-Walton, will be our next guest on Without Bias.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias. Brought to you by Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia. Local legends wanted. A bowls green is just up the road. Search Bowls clubs near me.
Welcome back to Without Bias, our dedicated lawn bowls show, part of the Sporting Capital on SEN, all for Apia, dedicated specialists ready to help. Call 1350 50. And for Bowls Australia, a bowls green is just up the road. Search bowls clubs near me. We just spoke to Carla Krizanic before, Australian Jackaroo and very proud member of the Sunbury Bowls Club. And it's nice. It's a nice little segue from her to speak to the man in charge, the General Manager and Secretary of Club Sunbury, who will be absolutely jumping out of his skin about the fact that they have secured the next BPL franchise, the Melbourne Extreme, and Andrew Breedon-Walton's been good enough to jump on the line. Andrew, hello to you.
G'day, Sam. How you going? I'm good, thanks.
That's great to hear, and congratulations. The Melbourne Extreme, Club Sunbury has a BPL franchise, the third Melbourne BPL franchise. It's going to be so exciting to see you guys go around in November.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. We're very excited to join the BPL with our team, Melbourne Extreme, for BPL 14 in November. I'm an avid watcher of Premier League bowls on KO and Fox, so I can't wait to be ringside to watch it live. Our members will love it also.
When it comes to this franchise, what's the story behind the name and how much work went into getting it off the ground?
Yeah, so we looked at a number of names, but we wanted to create a franchise the entire community could get behind. With the Sunbury population doubling over the next 5 years, we want our club and bowls to be central point for our community, sort of like X marks the spot, the C factor. Competition. So we just want to be part of the competition, and X marks the spot. Absolutely.
Why was the club so keen to become part of the BPL?
Look, we've been watching it ever since its inception in 2013, and ever since we built the roof and the carpet green in 2019, we've aimed to enter a team. COVID unfortunately delayed it for a while, but we've definitely been keen to do that from the club's perspective, from the members and from the community, yes.
How important is it to have the brilliant Carla Krizanic as your ambassador for the club, but also spearheading this team?
Yeah, look, it's very important to us. Carla has bowled at Sunbury since a junior, and all of our members and our staff have watched her development to the levels that she's at today. As a world champion in Com Games, dual gold medalist, that's our Carla. The Sunbury community relates and connects to our local sports hero and Jackaroo, so we're very keen to have Carla on board.
How long has she been a part of your club for, Andrew?
Yeah, look, from memory, I think probably 12 or 14 years. So she's bowled at Sunbury Bowling Club for a long time in our pennant teams, in social events. She's helped with club school bowls programs and just the promotion and development of the sport of bowls around Sunbury, yes.
Is it? Let me ask you this. Is it a bit of a... obviously, it's a feather in the cap. Is it a bit of bragging rights as well with the other clubs when you've got a Jackaroo as part of your outfit?
Yeah, look, we seem to think so. Carla as a person is fantastic. She's really a club person. So we think it's definitely bragging rights to have her part of our club and to bowl for us at pennant level and also be part of the community, absolutely. So
you'll be in the competition at Club Pine Rivers in November. Carla, along with Matt Flapper and Ali Forsyth from New Zealand, as we spoke to her about just a little earlier. It's a very good lineup that you've been able to put together. You must be thrilled with the calibre of team that you're going to put out for your first BPL.
Yeah, we are. We sort of think it's really an extreme lineup, if you understand what I'm doing there. And it's an all-Victorian team as well. All Victorian team means, Ali Forsyth from Clayton, Matt Flapper from Ocean Grove, and then Carla from Sunbury. So we're really keen to have local content playing in our team, which is what we've achieved.
What would it, how long? I don't know if you answered it earlier, but how long has this franchise been in the pipeline? How long is the process to go through to get a BPL franchise?
Yeah, so look, we started planning for this about 12 months ago, and then it probably stepped up in the February of this year. So the last 3 months, we've been in negotiation with some of the players and other players, and also with Bowls Australia. So it's probably taken us a good 12 months. The board have definitely agreed to this direction and supported us, and then probably in the last 3 months we've ramped it up, yes.
Talk to us about the excitement levels around the club. We're speaking to the General Manager and Secretary of Club Sunbury, Andrew Breedon-Walton. Andrew, talk to us about the excitement that must be going through and rippling through all parts of the club at the moment, knowing that you're going to be on the national stage come November.
Yeah, look, the excitement's really building. Having Carla bowl as one of ours definitely creates excitement around the club with our members and also our staff. And then also having Matt Flapper and Ali Forsyth joining Carla as well definitely brings it up a notch. So they're asking about it at the club. We're getting ready for it. We've put it on social media. We're doing a number of promotional activities to promote the sport of bowls and get it out there to our local community and to Melbourne in general so that they can get on board.
What would it mean to the club to be able to win it?
Yeah, look, if we were to win it, we definitely would be ecstatic at the club level, and also for the team at the club, for our staff. For our bowls coordinator, his name's Lloyd Iaccarino, and his team. For our board of directors, for our staff, and in particular, more so for the team themselves, for the three players. I think it'd be fantastic for us to pull one off if we can in the competition. And how have things been at Club Sunbury, Andrew? Obviously, COVID has a massive effect all around the world, but certainly in Australia, in Victoria, none more so. How are you guys sort of fighting your way back and continue and looking to get back to your participation levels that you would have had pre-COVID? Yeah, look, we used the time of shutdown last year and in the last couple of weeks to do some, tidy up and renovation and refurbishment within the club under working permits. So we did a paint, we did a LED lighting, we've done a number of programs. We did a program for power supply upgrades. So we used the time at the club to get some work done inside while we're in shutdown mode. ready for the members when we reopen, and we did that a couple of times during this period. But look, we're working within the legislation. The club is a community club. We open it when we can and when we're allowed under the restrictions, and we're really looking forward to getting the second half of this year up and running and getting all of our members and our community back inside the club, yes.
So, for those who might not know much about Club Sunbury, have you got a little bit of history for us? How long has it been up and going? Give us some of the names that have gone through the place, that have gone on to achieve great things in the sport.
Yeah, so look, Club Sunbury was it's its 60th birthday this year. So we're established in 1961. So in November of this year, we're doing a week-long celebration at the club for members and customers and anyone in Melbourne to come to the club in November. Our actual birth date is the 12th of November. So we have one foundation member still with us. His name's Aki Smith, or Alan Smith, and he's around the club often. We've got Mark Cowan, who is our coach, who is an expert in bowling, and a coach himself. We've got a number of other players that have come through and moved on to other clubs and have represented state as well. There's a good fabric of bowlers that churn through Sunbury Bowling Club, and we're very happy to be in our 60th year and to have our birthday in November of this year. We can't wait to celebrate. How
can people get in touch with Club Sunbury, Andrew?
Well, we're on Facebook. They just need to search Club Sunbury, or they can search Sunbury Extreme. That's our Facebook page. Our website is available as well, and they can telephone the club and obviously speak to Lloyd Iacarino, who's our bowls coordinator. He'd be happy to assist anyone getting onto the green. So our phone number is 039 744 1211.
Beautifully done, Andrew. Great to have you on. We've really appreciated your insights and explaining us through the process of how Club Sunbury has got the next BPL franchise. It's incredibly exciting. The Melbourne Extreme will be in action come November at Pine Rivers. So it's a magnificent achievement, and we're really excited for you, and we can't wait to see Melbourne Extreme in action. Thanks so much.
No worries. Thanks, Sam, for your time, and thanks, everyone, for being part of this exciting program for us into the future. Thanks, Sam.
Andrew Breedon-Walton, General Manager and Secretary of Club Sunbury. Make sure you go and check out Club Sunbury if you can. Almost out of time on Without Bias, but our Right at Home Player of the Week, Right at Home Aged Care at Home. Right at Home is Australia's leading provider of home care and disability support. This week, our Right at Home Player of the Week, two-time champion of the Australian Open, Ellen Ryan, who stormed through her opening three sectional matches at the Australian Open. She looks in ominous form so far on the Gold Coast, and a very deserving winner of our Right at Home Player of the Week. Right at Home for the best quality in disability support, aged and nursing care at home. That's it for another episode of Without Bias. We'll be back next week to bring you up to speed on everything that's happening in the wonderful world of lawn bowls. Until then, you can get all the podcast on sen.com.au and follow the Without Bias page.